Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer and another unboxing video. Today we are going to take a look at Star Trek Captain's Chair, a deck building game by David Turczi, I always get his name wrong, and Nigel Buckle. Take command across the generations, and a game designed and published by WizKids. Alright, in Star Trek Captain's Chair from David and Nigel, the designers of Voidfall and Imperium Classics, Legends, and Horizons, comes a strategic and fascinating deck-building game that puts you in one of the most powerful and weighty seats in the galaxy, the Captain's Chair. Now, I love Voidfall and Imperium Horizons. I absolutely loved that game. Super fantastic. And I heard this game was based off of the Imperium series. So, I'm sold on this game as it is right there. And I do love Star Trek. Now, it's 60 to 120 minutes per game, ages 14 and up, and it's for 1 to 2 players. So I'm actually really excited to see how the solo play works on this as well, because I thought Horizons was fantastic as a solo game. All right, so let's get this thing opened up and let's take a look at it, and let's see what we have. Now, as you will see, when you get this game, the box lid doesn't quite fit all the way down, but I'm going to guess there's a bunch of cardboard that's going to go away, and they did that to keep the actual game box a little smaller when it's done. So that way you don't have this super big box that's going to have all this dead space in it, which, you know, when it's being shipped at shrink wrap, I have zero problems with that. They can do that all day long, and I'm totally happy with it. All right, so what do we got inside this box? We got our common card list. So there is a lot of cards in this game. All right, take a look at that. What's on the back side? Big giant white sheet. So give you a look. Okay, you can pause if you need to on anything in this entire video. I might go through some things a little bit too fast, but if you need to miss it, or if you miss it, just pause. Back it up, pause. All right, so the first thing we're going to get on after that is we're going to get a nice rule book. So it looks like on the back of the rulebook, we're going to get an order of play, some common terms, and an icon reference, which plenty of icons. But if I remember right, Horizons had quite a bit of icons as well. Okay, let's see if we can go through this and figure it out. Got a good component list. We got our card breakdown. Here's your solo components. I like it when they put them off to the side so you instantly know which ones you can just kind of store for that. Looks like we're going to get some standees and some bases. Perfectly fine. Do not mind me some standees at all. All right, so we're going to have a central setup. Here's going to be your central board. Oh, this looks good. This looks good. I love card-based games. Player setup. Here, I'll even flip this way if you want to take a better look at that. Okay. All right, now we got our game overview. This thing keeps sliding. Let me slide this down a little bit. Okay, our game overview. We got our resupply step, control step. I know it's been a while since I played Horizon, so some of these actions may be similar. I just got to remember what they all are. Cleanup step. All right, and let's see. Go into our game concepts. And gain them some new cards. Looks like there is just a ton of examples in this game. And if I remember, Horizons was the same way. There was actually a lot of examples. I didn't think it was a hard game to learn. I'm kind of thinking this one's going to be right there along the same lines. All right, component anatomy. You know, this is actually cool. Rather than having them in the middle of the game, you just kind of go to the book, you just kind of go to the back and you can get your component breakdown. Rather than trying to figure out where they are, you just kind of go to a section. It's actually kind of a nice idea. All right, and here's all your keywords in detail. So if something you're just not really sure that's in the book, just come back here and that's going to give you a lot more information on it. All right, and meet the crew decks. All right, got your different captains in there. Got a complexity rating on all of them. Okay, so Picard's complexity is a 1 of 10. Let's see who's the highest up here. It looks like Burnham is 7 of 10 in her complexity. All right, and we're back to the end of the book. Okay, that is a good rule book. Starfleet Command Training Program. Oh, here's for your rules for all your solo play. Okay, solo player aid. Looks like we got a 20-page rule book just for the solo play. All right, so we'll flip that up so that way we can kind of see what that play area looks like. the value of the cards. I know there's some people that do play this game solo, some people that might be buying this game strictly for the solo. So I'm just going to flip through the solo book really fast just for you guys. And hey, maybe some of you that have never played solo, this might be an opportunity to give it a try. So it was one of those things that I never used to do, but I kind of learned over the years that sometimes I'm going to sit down and take my mind off of the way the work week or how the day went, and I just play a board game. Just play it by myself, and I'm good. Looks like there might be a 5-year mission solo campaign. All right. Okay, and then there's your captain's log, some challenges, and there you go. All right. Nice, good rule book for that. And here we go. Here is all of our cardboard for all of our tokens and whatnot. Now, we'll go and punch this guy out because it looks like what we're going to have here, and I'll show you this. So it looks like we're going to have, every captain's going to have a board, and it looks like I'm thinking there's going to be little cubes that you're going to slide in here, and you're going to slide those cubes around, and that's what's going to tell you what your values are, okay? But these look like they actually punch pretty good. See zero problems with that. All right, so there you go. That's what your board's going to look like when it's all done, okay? Looks like you got, here's your turn order right there. Looks like this is going to be the basic side, some peace negotiations there, and this is going to be your advanced side. So we got 2 different methods of play on for your character. All right, mission complete token. I like how they name what they are on the actual glory tokens. So that way you can actually tell what they are just by that. All right, so here is our crew board for Cloth. Koloth, is that right? Yeah, okay. All right, and let's look at the backside of his. Oh, let's get that glare out of there for you guys. Okay. All right, mission complete token. So I wonder if each one of these tokens are designated for every one of the characters. So if that's the case, Picard, those would be his little tokens, and you can kind of keep them together that way because they all kind of have the same thing. So I'm kind of thinking that might be the case. And if it is, when I put this game back in its box, I am going to put it that way just to make sure. Okay. Romulan. All right. There's her advanced side. Let's see if we can go through the rest of these. Who is this? Shran? What is he? Andorian? Is that how that is? I always kind of get confused on the different races. Okay. Burnham. Now I think she's what, from the latest series that came out. Don't know too much about that one. Started watching a little bit of it.
It sounds like talking to someone.
Oh, wow. I shut off my phone and didn't even mean to. All right. So it looks like, not really, looks like we've got some different ships. Oh, these are going to be our little standees. Looks like we got a little puzzle board. So, yeah, the bookshop kind of tells you everything what they are in the back. Deep Space Nine. Okay. That's cool that they actually list those on the back what they are. So you don't have to sit there and try to guess if you're like me. Some of you would just look at it and say, duh, that is that. Okay, maybe you won't say, duh, that's just me. All right. Okay, but the standees look just fine. There you go. Okay. They look just fine. What do we got? Starting player token, some resources. Okay. All right. Not really sure why they're different colored on. They may not be different color. They just kind of look like they're different colored on both sides. All right, and now we're going to get to the meat of this game. And as you can tell, there is a ton of cards in this game because, well, you know what? It's built off Horizons. All right, so we're going to get this nice little score map. Okay, looks like that's where everything's going to be scored. Okay, they're 2-sided, so you can play this thing a lot, and you are plenty good on your scores. Okay, and you can probably print it out if you want. Now, what do we have for cards? Now, I know each one of these characters, let's see, these got kind of messed up, so let's see if we can figure out. All right, so it looks like just that top card. If I remember right, I know each one of these captains are going to have their own deck, and it looks like their icons down at the bottom. So, and they're all going to be just one-sided, so we will go through these decks. You guys can take a look at them. Okay, I'll try to keep my fingers out of the way, but hopefully going to give you a better idea of how each one of these is going to play. And I know just like Horizons, boy, I'll tell you what, every one of those factions played so incredibly different. This card cannot be played. That was one of the coolest thing I liked about that is, man, every faction just played so differently, did so many different things. They had their own styles. it was so phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. That is a game that I have, and I'm glad I have. I do still need to get the other two. What is it? Classics and Legends? Is that one what it is? I don't have those, but I do want to complete my set on that one of these days. All right, but this, oh, could this replace Horizons for me? You know, I think this would go beside Horizons because, from my understanding, it's built off it, but it's actually a different game. Okay, we're going to put him there. And let's just go through some more cards. Who do we got here? Now we're going to have Picard. Okay, let's take a look at Picard's cards. Picard's cards? Yeah. All right, like I said, pause if you need to. Take a look at him. You might not even hear a word I'm saying. You might be listening to music right now while I'm thumbing through all these. I don't know. The Bozemanship. Oh, man, you know, when I'm done, I just want to set this game up and play this one. I mean, this looks like it's a lot. It really, really does. But you know, if it's like Horizons, it looks overwhelming. But once you actually start playing it, I didn't think it was that bad at all. I really enjoyed it. Okay, let's put him down in there. I do like how each one of these decks has its own little slot. Let's get these out of there. They're kind of in the way. And I know, looks like there's going to be a couple more down there too. All right. Who's that? Sela? She's the Romulan, right? I think I know that one. Oh. See, I don't know. Yeah. Some of my favorite games are actually Star Trek themed. I just absolutely love playing them. And for the life of me, I can never remember what's what. I just can't. I remember growing up as a kid, I used to watch the original series. Absolutely loved it. Took me a while before I got into Next Generation because, well, you know, I was an original series guy. But boy, you know, once I got into it, it was good. And then I started watching a few of the other series. There's a couple I never did see. Deep Space Nine's for one. I always heard Deep Space Nine was really good. I saw a couple episodes, but that was about it. I don't watch a ton of TV anymore, but it's definitely one I wanted to go see. I've always wanted to see Enterprise too. So, I did watch, what is that new animated series that's out now? I've watched a couple seasons of that. It's one of those fun ones. Who's this? Klingon? That animated series. That's one that I used to watch that one. I would lift weights all the time. I just kind of put it on the background. I thought it was kind of really funny and comical. Get my thumb out of the way for you there. So, I think I'm about a season behind on that one. That's where I get most of my TV in. So I'm on my treadmill or lifting weights, or I just do everything from home. I don't like going to the gym. So, all right. Some of the stuff I'm kind of recognizing from shows. Some of the stuff I've absolutely no clue on. It's a Good Day to Die. The Klingon Disruptors. Oh, yeah. I do like these. I do like these. This looks good. Okay, put him in his little set. All right, now, who we got next? Oh, our Andorian. All right. Oh, look at that. And it says it right there on the side. The others probably did too, and I just never noticed it until now. Should probably pay a little more attention to. There's just so much stuff on here for me. All right. And this game here does have a ton of cards. All right. Yeah, I was going to say, what's your guys' favorite Star Trek series? I'd actually be curious to know. Let me know down in the comments below. You like the original? Do you like the Enterprise? Do you like the what is it, Discoveries? Is that brand new one that just came out? Or what is it, the animated one that just came out? Now, I used to watch the old animated one with, the old Star Trek Kirk and that one, because, well, I'm old. But, okay. All right. Now let's look at Michael Burnham's cards. Okay, I know I did see season 1 of this one. I think some of season 2. I did see one of the other seasons. Started watching the other one that came along with it. I did like the guy that played Spock, the new guy that played him. I thought he did a good job. But time travel. That's all I remember. There's always time travel in Star Trek. So this series, though, or with her, it had that interesting, was that spore drive, which I thought was really unique and really interesting. So, see, I actually recognize Tilly. I recognize a couple of these. Yeah, see, he's the guy that ran the spore drive, right? And he's the guy, I think he took over as captain at one point in time. Okay, and that's that one. We'll put him in that little slot there. Let's see. I'm going to pull these out of the way. I got to figure out. All right. Okay. I got room for a couple more slots here. All right. Oh, so looks like that's the last of the captains. Okay, so now we're just going to get into some other cards. So we'll take a, so here's just some starting location cards. All right, so we'll start taking a look at those. All right. Okay. The artwork is, I love the look on these cards. I mean, there's a lot of text in these cards, but these pictures are just great. Actually, I think a lot of these are photos. But I love planets. I love looking at pictures of galaxies. I just like looking at space stuff. It's always fascinated me. All right. Now, what are we going to get? We're going to get some cards for, this is for 2-player during the next player's cleanup. Okay, wipe the market. Okay, so these are going to be some 2-player cards. We've got some solo cadet practice cards. Not sure exactly what these are for. Solo versus the Ensign bot. Okay. Lieutenant bot. We'll just kind of thumb through these ones really fast. These ones aren't nearly as cool as the actual captain's cards. All right. These ones I'm not really sure. And like I said, you can always pause if you want to take a closer look at these. No artwork on these, so yeah, not as much to look at. All right, and it looks like we're going to get some common terms, some different icons, what they're going to mean. All right, and that's going to go for those. We'll put those in this last slot. Now we have one more giant slot in the back, and that's going to be for this big, huge deck here, which this is just going to be, okay, I'm going to split this up. I don't want to hold all those at one time. All right, so we've got some allies. Okay. You guys may recognize a lot of these, but I don't think I found one that I know yet. Okay. Boy, these do look good. Okay, because I do remember, what is it? Your cargo card. So you probably have different rows that you're going to have to set. You know, you shuffle up all the cargo cards and put them down one different row so you can go to different locations to get the different cards to put in your deck. And, you know, it does have some deck building elements to it. And it was, oh man, I just remember it was just, the Horizons was such a unique, interesting, fascinating system. The way they designed it, I absolutely loved it. And that's what really drew me into it. And so to me, this is just going to be more of the same. All right. Continue down the last of these cards. All right. Hey, there you go. Got the animated series guy in there. The artwork just kind of looks a little different there, but hey, that's all right. Glad they put it in there. Man, I've been sitting here for the life of me trying to remember what that was. You guys are probably yelling and screaming at me. It's this, it's this. And I just can't remember what it is. Can't remember what that show's called. I do remember him. All right, so Birds of Prey. We've got some different ships. The Borg probe. See, there's always the ships and everything that fascinate me the most on a lot of these science fiction shows. I just love all the different ships and the looks of them. All right, we'll get on the last couple. So a couple conspiracy cards. All right, and there you go. And that is all of the cards that you are going to get in this game. Oh, no, it's not. You're going to get these cards too. I forgot about these ones. These ones were sitting across top. Okay, so so these look like 5-year mission upgrades. Oh, these may be the possibly some of the solo cards too. But we'll look at, so there's like card traits. Okay, oops. What was it? Suits of No Duty Officer. All right. Yeah. So these, it's possible that these are going to be your solo. All right, just give you a good look at those. All right, because for those of you that play solo, man, I'll tell you this. I think this is going to be a great solo game. Oop, get my finger out of the way. Okay. Just want you to be able to see these, take a look at them. I want you guys to be able to make a really good informed decision on if this is something that you're interested in. I know I'm really interested in getting this one to the table and playing it, because it looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Love the artwork, love the look of it. Just looks great. And I think this was actually sitting kind of like this. Okay, so what else are we going to have on here? Let's take a look at what we're going to get. And wow, these are, okay, so we got some nice plastic. Now these look like they have a film over the top of them. Okay, so you're going to have to take that off, and that'll make them a lot clearer, but it looks like they're all going to look just like the same. Okay, sure you don't want to see me do that. This has kind of gone on long enough. All right, we're going to get just some regular bases for the standees. They actually look pretty good. Okay, and I'm thinking we can put all the standees in that tray right there with some of the rest of the tokens going in here, and you don't ever have to take them off their base. So that's, I like it when, I don't mind standees at all, but I like it when you can do that. All right, so now these are just like little plastics. It looks like they're a couple pieces and they glue the inner piece together. They're light. Maybe they're, wow, they almost, yeah, sound like just a little thin plasticky. Could be even a really thin metal. I don't know. But they look like they'll work just fine. All right, we're going to get a couple cubes. These are going to be probably your tracking cubes for your captain's boards. Okay, it's a 2-player game, so you're going to have the 3 different slots. If you remember, we took all these things out. Okay, so you're going to have your red, yellow, and blue for those. I don't know where the blue one was. I think I flung it off my desk somewhere. So, because we don't need it. So you pick your 2 captains and you go. And it looks like we're going to get some crystals. All right, these, wow, those got a nice color to them. Yeah, those look good. Okay, and that's it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is everything you're going to get in this game. All right, let's throw the silica gel packs in there. We're going to put this stuff off to the side. Now, I'm going to show you how everything's going to fit in here, but I'm going to do it a little bit different because I want to make sure this thing, I'm going to show you how this is going to close. But it looks like, I'm guessing in here is where we're actually going to be we're going to be putting some of these boards. We're actually know the boards, these look like they're going to go probably right here and they're going to stack up. But I'm pretty sure everything's going to go in there. So this stuff I'm going to leave out for right now, because when you get the game, what's going to happen is you'll get your rule book in here. Your board's going to be there, so this is going to sit flat. Okay. Matter of fact, I'll even do this. Let's see, because you'll have that board in there. This is actually going to sit flat. This is going to go on there, and as you're going to see, this box is going to close just perfectly fine. But we just got to get the rest of the stuff in there. So, all right, I just wanted you to see that. But anyways, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is, you know what? I didn't put everything in this box. Where does this go? We have this. This is going to have to go in here somewhere too. I'm not quite sure. So, but let's get that in there. I don't want to lose that. The tokens I'm going to punch here in a minute. I'm going to get all that taken care of. We're going to get them in bags. We're going to get everything put in here. This thing will be flat. I guarantee it. I can see it. It's going to, just by looking at what's got to go in there, where should be no problem. But there you go. That is Star Trek Captain's Chair by WizKids. Looks phenomenal. Leave any comments you have down below. And as always, thank you for watching.
Please somebody help me on my feet again. And I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been.
My nephew told me that one, and I thought that was stupid at first, but then I got it.